What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this one, we're going to be talking about my dividend income for the month of May, going over all the stocks that paid me and different things like that. Also, I do kind of want to apologize that there hasn't been a video coming out very recently. I've been a little sick over the past few days, but I'm good now, so everything's good. We're going to talk about the market as well, what's been going on, because a lot of banks are very bearish on the outlook, especially the CEOs of JP Morgan and Citigroup. So let's go ahead and kind of talk about this. First, Citi CEO, here it is right here. Citi CEO says the US will find it difficult to avoid a recession. He said that Europe is going to probably find it even more difficult, but the USA is still going to struggle. And Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, says you should brace yourself for an economic hurricane caused by the Fed and the Ukraine war. So there's a lot of kind of confusion going on in the market right now. As we can see, this caused the S&P to go down 1.6% on Friday, and it was pretty flat over the past week alone. It was a little volatile when you really look at it, but it went up and then it started to fall down after the negative news, and all of Wall Street is a little bit kind of confused per se. You know, they don't really know what to expect. But there also is a lot of look towards inflation coming out, on the 10th. May's CPI, Consumer Price Index, is expected to be a little bit slower than April's. Expected to be about 8.2% compared to April's 8.3%, which is like barely anything. So it's still pretty high, but hopefully it's lower than that. That would be some good things for the market and set some things, give us a good clear vision on how the market is looking almost. But let's go ahead and talk about my portfolio and what went on. So over the past week, I lost $97.19, which is about 80.81%. And on Friday alone, I was down $167.64, which is 1.39%. But looking at my overall portfolio, looking at some key things, how we performed, tech and cloud computing was down the most, down 1.91% for the week. My income fund was down 1.08%, banking fintech down 0.29%, real estate up 0.18%, consumer and stores down 1.09%, and restaurants and food, which is just Starbucks, up the most at up 3.05%. So a little bit of a flat week, like you can tell. But if we go ahead and kind of look at who paid me this week, let's go ahead and break that down. So breaking everything down, I got paid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times this week. I mean, not this week, this month. We go ahead and see, here are the tickers that actually paid me this month. So we got TD, JP Morgan, Lowe's, JEPI, Apple, Morgan Stanley, Realty Income, Charles Schwab, Starbucks, and SPHD. So if we go ahead and talk about the first one, which was Toronto Dominion Bank, ticker TD, they paid me $6.98 on May 2nd. And on the same day, we got paid from another bank, JP Morgan, and they paid me $5.13 in dividends. And it's not the biggest amount, these numbers are about to get smaller. But remember, it's all about taking the money that you make with these dividends and reinvesting it so that the next time they're bigger, and then the time after that, they're even bigger. And the dividend snowball effect and consistency is the key. But let's go ahead and talk about the next payment that I got, which is from Lowe's on May 4th, and they paid me $1.44. Then we have JEPI, JP Morgan's, income, kind of fun little thing. Then we have on May 5th, they paid me $1.47. Apple on the 12th paid me $1.92. Morgan Stanley on the 13th paid me 39 cents. And Realty Income also on the 13th paid me $1.19. And then on the 27th, Charles Schwab, they paid me $1.06, and Starbucks paid me $4.12. And SPHD, the monthly ETF that I've been holding for years on years now, paid me on the 31st of May. They paid me $3.02. And this all adds up to a total of $26.72 in dividend income for the month of May. So that's pretty solid in my personal opinion. Let's go ahead and put it in my Excel. I like to track everything. What was this number again? 2672. So I'll type that in, 26.72. And for the entire year right now, I have made $174.71 in passive dividend income. And remember, one thing to keep in mind is there's still 6 months for me to calculate, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Sorry about that. There's 7 months for me to calculate left in the year, which is incredible to see. And not only is there 7 more months, but these are 7 more months where I have the opportunity to put in more money, to have these dividend increases, and a number of factors come into play to where I can put in my own money, I get more dividends and put in that money, and the dividend increases. So the dividend income is continuing to roll in and roll in. So continue to let it play out. Be patient and really trust the process. That's all I can say. But I'm not a financial advisor and all that good stuff. But let's go ahead and look more into my dividend portfolio. So let's go to trackyourdividends.com. Really good. I know I'm not endorsed by them. I'm not affiliated with them. But I highly recommend it, especially if you're a dividend investor. I mean, pretty simply put, it's called Track Your Dividends. But it's really good for just tracking how your portfolio is doing overall, your annual income, your beta, your yield on cost, and everything like that. But right now, my portfolio yield is sitting about 3.52%, with a yield on cost of about 3.3%. Things are still down because of how far red the market has gone over the past few months. So I'm not concerned by this by any means. You can't look at your portfolio every day and be so concerned with a little bit of price movement. We've got to think of the long term. There's pictures out there. I'll just use my cursor as an example, but they'll say days look like this, and then that months usually look like this, and then decades usually look like this. And you got to kind of think in that long term mindset. It's a little bit difficult to do because our brains are kind of designed to think in the present, which is a good thing. You want to think in the present, but when it comes to your investments, you kind of want to think in the long term and make sure that you're setting yourself up for good investments that are going to perform good in the long term. So keep that in mind. But looking more into my portfolio, we're seeing for June, I'm expected to make $31 in dividends, which is pretty good. In July is a big month. First month of the quarter is always the biggest month in my portfolio. So we're sitting at an expected $49 in dividends. And that is expected $49 if I were to sit back and not put any more money into my portfolio and not even reinvest my dividends. So keep that in mind. These numbers are expected to grow as I put money in and I invest it and continue to be consistent in the portfolio and all that good stuff. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. So if you enjoyed it, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, you turn on post notifications so that you don't miss out on any future videos. Go check out M1 Finance using the link in the description down below. You'll get some free money. It's either $10 or $50, Check it out, deposit some money, get your free money. You can do whatever you want. Get some free stocks with Robinhood or Webull, whatever it might be. Thank you again for stopping by. Leave a comment, give the video a thumbs up, all that good stuff, and I will see you at the next video.